Hello and welcome to this very special interview with strategic affairs expert, none other than Mr. Manoj Joshi. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us here on the Logical Indian. Sir, can you please tell us how do you see India-China relations at this point in time?
I think we are at a turning point. Uh, we have been running these relations since 1993 on a series of uh, confidence building measures aimed at reducing the tension in our line of actual control that marks our border. But now that process seems to have been undermined in the sense that the Chinese don't seem to be interested in maintaining the sanctity of the line of actual control. And so all the entire structure of those four agreements, the 1993, 96, 2005, and 2013 four agreements, the whole structure is coming apart. And the structure was meant to maintain peace between the two sides. So why I say this turning point is that obviously we need to replace it with something. What is it is the big question.
Mhm. Sir, do you think it is not tenable for India to, abide by those agreements? Because if I'm not wrong, those agreements say that you cannot have weapons while you are patrolling in that particular area where the tensions erupted between India and China.
You see, that is only, what should I say? That's only supportive of the agreement. The basic agreement, the aim of the agreement was to find a uh, mutually acceptable to resolve the border dispute and in the interim period maintain peace and tranquility.
Mhm.
You know, so now the problem is that since you're not being able to resolve the where the line of actual control is, so you're not being able to maintain peace and tranquility. So naturally, the other parts of the agreement which say that you limit the weaponry, limit the number of forces, etc., all those parts have also sort of been undermined.
Mhm.
So, so that's why I say that the whole structure of that has been created since '93 has come apart.
So, why is it that China has become so aggressive at LAC? Is it sudden or it was planned by Chinese side in advance, or are we seeing the sudden increase in movements and activity at the border from Chinese side?
Well, definitely, it would have been something which is planned. There's no doubt about that.
Mhm.
Meaning, someone would have thought about it. It was a planned something, but and we have been kind of reactive. We have reacted to what they have done. But I think there is a certain logic that is taking shape, and that logic suggests that India and China have to resolve their border dispute quickly, and if they don't, uh, they are, they will continue to have tensions, and the tension could even get to war.
Okay. So, can you just tell me if the Modi government is handling this situation in a better way? How do you see as an expert?
I beg your pardon.
Sir, I wanted to ask, how do you see as an expert, is the Modi government handling this situation and the relations between India and China?
Well, the government itself is handling it okay, meaning in the sense they have they are reacting to a situation, and I don't think that we have a good idea as to the full shape of the reaction. We know what Prime Minister said at the all-party meeting. We know how people have tried to interpret what the Prime Minister has said. But I think this is just the beginning of a process.
Okay.
So we this as I said, we are at a point where there is a at an inflection point. So we know we are at the inflection point. We know change is coming. What will be the shape of the change? That is more difficult to predict.
So why do you say it is just the beginning of the process? Like, what do you actually mean by that?
But beginning of the process, what I mean is that if the two countries have to live in peace,
Mhm.
they've got to fix their border problem.
Both the leaders also spoke about when Narendra Modi met Xi Jinping that we first have to settle or border issues. And Xi Jinping also came to Mamallapuram last year. You think, I mean, that diplomacy is working now, or it is failing somewhere?
No, no. You see, what I'm saying is that in the present system,
Hmm.
the National Security Advisor, Mr. Doval, he meets his counterpart, Yang Jiechi, who's the state councillor. They are both special nominated as special representatives,
Hmm.
and they are supposed to be discussing this border issue. They have had 22 rounds of talks. Uh, Basically, they are ready to provide with the proposals for the border settlement, but they need a key approval of their bosses,
Okay.
and the approval must come together. In the sense, there's no point India saying this or China saying this. Both must agree, and this is something which must be done at the level of Xi Jinping and Modi.
Okay. So, Sir, PM Modi last week, while delivering a speech, denied that there any incursions took place. But PMO, of course, clarified later on that that's not what he meant. He meant that the brave soldiers stopped them from indulging in transgression. But Chinese foreign ministry Twitter handle and the ministry said and took leverage of that comment from the Prime Minister Modi. Also, experts in India started lambasting him for having given the line which justifies Chinese point of view. How do you see this chronology of event?
See, I think that the this issue plays into the contemporary politics of the period.
Okay.
So you will have definitely people who are critical. They will criticize Modi. Someone else will say something else. The Prime Minister made a very precise statement, and that statement may have within it a hint of the possibility of a settlement, because the PM is willing to acknowledge that we are on our side, that they have not crossed they have not made an incursion into our area. Hmm? That
But
is what
sir,
he said.
the images which have come yesterday by private company Maxar says that there were Chinese camps at the point.
See, I saw that. In fact, I was
Yeah.
asked by someone, I think one of the media companies. So I said my interpretation of that imagery they have shown is that this is a dismantled camp.
Okay.
It's not a existing camp, because if you look at other imagery, you will see that the camps, you can see the tents very clearly.
Hmm.
In this imagery, you don't see any tents. You only see some structures. So it is a dismantled camp.
Okay.
That's the way I see it. I don't know. I'm not an expert in this particular
Okay.
area.
Sir, your last comment on the current situation. How do you think the government of India and the government of China should move ahead and resolve issues? Because there are some developments on Pangsong so area also.
I think that that this is something which Prime Minister Modi and Xi Jinping need to have a summit level meeting
Hmm.
and give specific directions to their special representatives to work out a framework agreement to settle the border dispute.
Hmm.